This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
And I think a lot of that is because Honky Tonk Man briefly joins the commentary table with Vince McMahon and Roddy Piper, but Honky would complain that he couldn't get a word in edgewise with Piper there. So he winds up leaving the company in 1990. A lot to unpack here. Pretty good little 1-year run for the team. It does feel like we're going to see them feud with each other. It doesn't happen. Instead, he winds up at the commentary desk for a cup of coffee, and then he's out of here. What do you remember happening here with Honky Tonk Man and Greg Valentine, then him transitioning commentary and then immediately leaving?
Oh boy. We were looking for something different for Honky to do, and we had Roddy there. Vince liked a 3-man booth, so the idea was basically to try and recreate in a different way the Vince Jesse Bruno booth, with Vince and Roddy mainly doing play-by-play in color and Honky to kind of be the analyst. That was Honky's role, wasn't to say a lot. It was to provide, bits and pieces and still be colorful and still be entertaining, but yet ostensibly two babyface announcers, or a play-by-play guy and a color guy that's babyface, and then your analyst was a heel. And it just wasn't the greatest thing in the world. And I remember one day being in the play-by-play, and this was one of the infamous John Filippelli, who was the executive producer, who was the guy responsible for my first firing. Now, he wasn't responsible. I was responsible. I was an asshole. But it was one of our big arguments in the voiceover booth, because Honky, we had just got done doing the on cameras and everything, and Honky has his hair all slicked back and all greased up and everything. And Piper made a comment to Honky after Honky had made a derogatory comment to Piper, and Piper goes, "Yeah, well, you greaseball, man, I think you missed a spot back there." And Filippelli shut it down. I'm like, "Why are you shutting it down?" He says, "You can't call him a greaseball." What do you mean you can't call him a greaseball? Look at him. He's talking about it. He missed a spot with the grease.
Right.
In his hair.
Right.
And he's like, "What? He just called him a greaseball." I said, "Yeah, because of the grease in his hair." I said, "You missed a spot. Hey, greaseball, you missed a spot with the fucking grease in his hair." In the 50s, didn't they call them greasers? Guy with all the grease in their hair, and he's like, "No, that's derogatory to Italians." But he's not Italian. He's a Southerner with fucking greasy hair. He's an Elvis wannabe. Hey, Honky, are you Italian? No. Okay. And I'm asking everybody, and I think most of the people in the room were Italian. I said, "Is there anybody here that's offended by that?" No one was offended, because here's Honky Tonk Man.
Right.
With 10 pounds of grease in his hair, and Piper calling him greaseball. "Hey, you missed a spot." And that was the beginning of the end with Filippelli. But yeah, we didn't care for each other. But it just didn't, it was a clash. I think that combination with the heel analyst just didn't really work.
Do you think he wanted to stop wrestling? He was tired of being on the road. He was looking for something different. Was there pressures at home? What made him to think, maybe now's the time to try something else?
Well, I don't really remember. I don't think it was really Honky's decision. I think we went to Honky and said, "Hey, we wanted to try this. This was something that Vince and I had discussed about the 3-man booth to lighten Piper up a little bit." And what I mean by that is so you didn't have so much Roddy.
Right.
Get a third man in there to kind of even that out a little bit. I approached Honky, and Honky was like, yeah, let's try it.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.